Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I sit down with Jeanette and we talk about Stray Kids stuff, and Tom's not even involved. What is this?
The best. That's what.
According to our Strayaboos, it is the best. That's not true.
No.
It's just that you're the best. This is not the best. You're the best.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. We've come a long way since the last time we recorded an episode, the two of us.
Yes.
And that last episode was very glowingly excited about going to a concert that got postponed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's still postponed.
Sure is.
JYP and Stray Kids have not canceled it. There are people, because the time for it to be delayed has expired, and you can request a refund now. But we have not. We're holding strong because they haven't said anything yet. Like, if JYP tomorrow was like, all right, we're canceling the show, then sure, yes, we would absolutely cancel our tickets. But yeah.
It just seems pointless. Why would we do that when we have good seats? And if they do come for their tour for the next comeback,
right,
then we don't have to rebuy tickets, and we don't have to go through all the stress of having to buy tickets.
That's right.
Again.
We'll just have tickets. We'll get probably more and different songs.
Yeah.
So, it's silver lining.
I will be sad if we don't get Star Lost as an encore, though.
Yeah. So that's a good time to say, Tom, you cannot listen to this episode.
Oh, no.
I'll just cut that out. Jeanette said a song that Tom doesn't know yet. He's not going to know for another 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. So
no.
That's okay. We're learning. All right, Tom, if you're listening, stop listening. You can no longer listen to this podcast because we're talking about current day stuff, current day videos, even some videos Tom is going to have no interest in watching, I think. But, if we get to that point, and we're that caught up, then sure, we'll watch a Chuseok special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm happy to watch the family specials because I think they're hilarious. Oh, I'm 5. But the actual Chuseok ones where they're playing games and stuff, I just don't know if that will be his vibe. You know what I mean?
But the second half.
This one was hilarious.
So funny.
It was so good. But before we get to that, chronologically, perhaps we should talk about Mixtape Timeout.
I love this song.
It is such a good song. It is a California pop punk anthem. I love it so much. It's the only pop punk that you'll ever hear that won't, turn out to have a band that's where the lead singer gets charged with, assaulting a minor or something. That seems to be a trend among pop punk bands of the early 2000s. So
it's a trend. I only heard of the one.
No, there's been a lot of them.
Oh,
I mean, a lot of them that I'm necessarily familiar with. I only knew the one band, but apparently it's a very common thing. So
that's so icky.
It is icky. I guess they spent a little too much time on Warped Tour.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
That is so. I can't.
I
even.
know, it's really gross.
Even.
Anyway, Stray Kids is awesome, and they made a nice pop punk song that I love, and reminds me of. I went to California. I stayed at a beach house that was 1 block, not even a block. It was literally we stayed in this house. It was me and a bunch of my family, extended family and stuff, which is why we were able to afford staying at a beach house.
Right.
And it was a street, another house, across the street was another house, and then behind that house was the beach.
Oh.
And
so
so
nice.
It was beautiful. And then I could walk up the street to a 7-Eleven and go and get a root beer. And I was listening on my Rio MP3 player.
Oh my God.
To Yellow Card while I was in California. And it was just so beautiful and so fitting to listen to Yellow Card in California at the beach. It was awesome. And this both the music video and the song give me that flashback. I get all those emotions back, so it's really cool. I love it.
Is that when you got your scar on your shoulder?
It is. Yes, that's true. My brother and I went out when it was too choppy. They had like the flags out and stuff, but we were like, well, we're not surfing, so like we can go in this.
Yeah, you guys were like, adults. How old were you guys? Were you guys in college yet, or?
My brother was in college, but I
Okay.
was still in high school.
All right. All right.
Like he was probably his first year, so I was a junior.
So adult adjacent.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we were at the beach. It was really choppy. We were fine with it. It wasn't like but waves were coming in, fast, and that was fine because then you get like we were just like body surfing, no, nothing too crazy, and then suddenly we realized that the water like pulled out like really far. And we saw that it started to curl. The wave was larger than my brother, who was 6'1".
Oh my.
And so we tried to I think Nick just dove into it, and I tried to actually like a body surf it, which was a mistake.
Yeah.
So it flipped me upside down, and then I slammed my shoulder down on the sand. And when you hit the sand, being pushed by a wave like that, it's like rubbing on sandpaper. I mean, it is sand.
That makes sense.
And so I got a little scrape there right next to my tattoo, the one tattoo I have, and yes, there's a little scar there. Just carried that through my life. So yeah, there you go. Everybody knows a little bit more now.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. I sent an email to Synergic today. The owner of the YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yeah. So like
their name is very similar to the benefits company that we had to go through for time for you to get off for parental leave.
Oh.
And I was like, why?
No,
Synergic. I love his videos. They're the best.
I know, they're the best. I love them, and he's been doing just such like a great job with the new comeback that's currently ongoing as far as like the media tour for it all. He's like been posting like frequent videos doing basically like news updates on different things that are being released, like what's happening in Stayville and like stuff like that. I think it's awesome, and they've been really good and engaging, and even though it's like short form content, it's been like really enjoyable, and I think it's been great. And some of the Strayaboos in our Discord were talking a lot about it today, and I was just like, man, like I love Synergic's videos. I've been watching his reactions and stuff. Love those. I love the insights that he always has about, the different songs and like the meaning behind the lyrics, which is great. And so I just like sent him an email and just said like, hey, like, cause he has his email on his website, and I did one of the Strayaboos had mentioned that he's doing like a poll to get demographic information, like age ranges.
Oh,
because of the whole like the article that was written on in
Billboard.
Billboard.
Are we going to talk about that? Because I really want to unload.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about it since it's related. But one of the things said that like that there were teens and tweens were their fans, and it's like they have like a wide ranging fan base, and I think the fan base for Stray Kids actually skews a lot older than other groups. At least that's been my experience, but maybe that's the experience of somebody who's in their 30s and also into K-pop. Like you're just going to naturally gravitate towards people who are in your age group, maybe. But I don't know. So Billboard, Stray Kids.
So what happened? Did he respond to the email?
He has not responded yet. I mean, I haven't checked for a while. But I just sent it off. I didn't ask for anything. I wasn't trying to like hook anything up or be like, we should do like a collab or whatever.
Did you send it from the Make a Stay Pod email?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I did. Yeah. I said like, hey, like, you make good content and we really appreciate you, and a lot of my listeners like really like your stuff, and I just want to let you know that like when we talk about people who are stays and content creators, we talk about you, and you're great.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's how I feel, and he may respond and he may not. That's okay. I didn't ask for anything.
Right.
I just wanted him to know that like we as stays appreciate him.
I mean, because even as non-professional stays, like when we were just stays. I mean,
Right.
we just love to enjoy his content like in our spare time.
Right, exactly. I mean, that was, I'm not wasn't trying to be a hipster about it, but I was like, look, when you first dropped videos, they came up.
Oh
and
yeah,
I
they're
watched
so
them.
good.
So I'm an OG Sinner from the Synergic channel. Okay,
Is
I've
that what he calls?
Yes,
That's so
yeah.
cute.
He goes, hello, sinners.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
I'm not trying to do an impression. I'm sorry. I just do impressions of everything because my kids. I'm not trying to do a Synergic impression. I promise. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe to Synergic on YouTube. He's great.
I just subscribed to his TikTok.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I did too. Actually.
I guess
So-
followed on TikTok.
Yeah,
is
whatever.
accurate.
Words don't have meaning anymore, right?
No. Especially
Anyway.
not ones that are in a Billboard article.
Yes, so the Billboard article, Billboard had tweeted out that they had something special coming for Stray Kids, which is cool, and we were excited.
So excited.
And people were like, "Oh, they're going to get featured on the cover," and a lot of people called it that said that they're going to have like a cover story, and they're going to have a great photo shoot and all this stuff, which is true.
Yes,
those things
about
are
the photo
true.
shoot.
And so they put up pre-orders, and we were like, we got to buy the magazine. We
Oh,
bought
yeah.
it instantly, placed
Sure
the
did.
order right away. Like first thing, it was like early in the morning, and we like placed the order right away. And the article itself was released, and like Stay hates it. And I understand that.
Mhm.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it's just. It was so. Like, it just felt like that they felt the need to explain the Stray Kids phenomena in a way that boomers would understand, but it also in like the most belittling way possible.
Yeah.
Almost. It was like, so they're like, and the comparisons between them and BTS, which makes sense to compare them in the sense of, for a lot of people, BTS is or
Like
size,
that is
that
what
is
K-pop is. Yeah.
Right. That is like the benchmark. So
Right.
if you don't have any experience in K-pop, I totally understand why you would make that comparison.
Mhm.
But they did it several times in the article, and not even in a relevant way, because it wasn't
Yeah.
like because it was like, oh, now that BTS is in hiatus, Stray Kids is super popular, is basically what the article insinuated.
Which is
at
total
some point, Which is
bullshit.
totally bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
that is not true.
We had #1 on the Billboard 200 before the last album was released by BTS before their hiatus.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a complete bullshit thing. And like, you are Billboard. Like, you just
Right.
look at this. You have the records. Like, it's right there in front of you. And also, like, Jeff Benjamin is pretty well known as a writer for K-pop in Billboard, or for Billboard magazine, and he knows about Stray Kids stuff. Like, that's like a thing that I have followed him on Twitter, and anytime there's something happening in Stayville, he's talking about it. He knows about it. When we were hitting #1, he knew about it. Like, that was a thing. Like, he was like a good resource for that. And for someone to have someone, he didn't write the article, but
Right.
he's like this valuable resource. And even I saw on the Twitter of one of the writers, they like thanked him for being a resource for them, and giving them a crash course in Stray Kids stuff as they like went to the concert and stuff. And I'm like, so. And I don't know, like, how quickly they make these decisions on, we're going to do this cover story. We need to
Right.
get somebody out there. We got to do the interviews. We got to do all this stuff. But, like, did you not know anything before the concert and then take your concert experience and then just go, cool, I can write this article and not look any further?
They
Like,
didn't do any research into anything.
or
They-
the research they did was like, let me look at an article
very
from
surface
2017.
level.
Like,
Yeah, it was very
ridiculous.
surface
Yeah.
level, because they, because like, I think it's fine to mention he who shall not be named,
Mhm.
in the context of the fact that there were 9 members and now
Right.
there were 8,
Yeah.
but
He had nothing to do with their success.
he had nothing to do with their success. I
Yeah.
mean, Miro, excellent, fine,
Miro won an award,
yes,
which is great. Good for them. I'm glad that it did that. However, like, he did not stay past Yellowwood. You know,
Right.
before Levanter was released, he was gone. And so before they even released one full album, he wasn't there.
That's so true, because they were all mini albums before that,
Right,
which is fine.
exactly. Right. Well, right, exactly. So it's just, I don't know. It's so frustrating that he would even be included, because like all of like the record breaking and stuff like that, none of this stuff was happening
Right.
while he was there. It all happened after he left,
Yeah.
and they don't want anything to do with each other. He's trying to
No.
do his own solo thing, and they're having success. So like they don't want anything to do with each other, but they were he was included anyway. And
Yeah.
they did do an edit to remove him, and then just to say, oh, they started as 9 members, but now they're at their core 8 members. And I think that was a great update.
But they should have originally written it that way. There is
Absolutely.
literally no reason. Like, he could have just, I don't know, interviewed somebody from a Stray Kids podcast.
yeah, my email's public, all right? Just hit me up if you want the lowdown. Just let me know. I will tell you all about it.
It's just incredible to me, because even the way that they talked and compared JYP to BTS's company, Hybe, and was like, JYP is trying to be like Hybe. I'm like, bitch,
that's
has
like
been
the
in the
most
market
bullshit. Hybe has been
Ugh.
trying to be an equivalent of JYP, SM, and YG. Yeah, exactly. So like, those are the big 3, and Hybe is like buying their way in, buying other companies and stuff to try and grease the wheels and get lots of good acts. Whereas JYP and SM and YG, like, I have no doubt that Hybe is going to be able over time to develop groups that are going to be successful, like, because they have money and they have the investment to be able to get the talent. That's fine. It's fine. They're allowed to be successful.
100.
But to look at with what's gone on and say Hybe is the benchmark and JYP's trying to be them, that is completely backwards. Like, it's unbelievably backwards, and it really tells that, like, you don't know. They could listen to our first episode.
Literally, you did more research for the first episode than this person did for a whole article that is published in fucking Billboard magazine. It is disappointing.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing where they were talking about each of the members, and of course, when they talked about Hyunjin, they were like, "Oh, well, we just gotta mention the fact that he was involved in the bullying scandal or whatever." And
right, which is total complete bullshit. And actually, a recent article, like in this week, was released where it was just like people talking about Hyunjin in his school days, and it was all about how much of a sweetheart he was, even then. And it's like, of course he was. Of course he was. Like, that whole story has been put to bed. There's no reason to have mentioned it. And like, if you're going to talk about like this member who has this like dynamic dance and expressive ability, like, talk about that. Talk about how he was Artist of the Year from
for Studio Choom?
Studio Choom, yes.
Yeah, Artist of the Month.
Artist of the Month, yeah. Well, he was Artist of the Year to me.
That's right.
But it's just there are so many ways they could have gone about it that were different, and a lot of people, including our listeners, have canceled their orders. We have kept ours. I'm hoping the edits make the final cut.
Me too.
But like, for one, we ordered it like at 8 a.m. So ain't no way that we were gonna miss out on an opportunity to get like a full magazine photo shoot of Stray Kids. Like, I know that they're not going to get money for it. I know the money's going to go to Billboard, but it's just the idea of the opportunity for them. And not to mention that, like, they've done photo shoots for magazines in Japan and Korea and all this stuff, and we can't get a hold of those on like the primary market. We would have to buy them on the gray market and just like and have them be overpriced. And this one was not exactly cheap, so it's I just felt like if we don't get it, we're never going to get a photo shoot in a magazine of Stray Kids, and I'd like to have one.
Yeah.
So I'll suck it up. I'll be the one to get it. And if we have to give our Stray Abus high quality scans, we will do that,
Totally. I mean, the pictures look so gorgeous.
They look so good.
And I'm really curious, like, because there are other aspects of Stray Kids and stuff, like they've devoted a lot of this magazine to them. So there's like, I think Bangchan has like comments or something like that, like on a playlist or like about music and whatever. And so I'm super curious about all of the extra
And I'd
stuff.
rather see those articles in print than go to their cancer website that's covered in ads.
Oh my god, it's the worst.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. You know, we'll report back once we get it of how it's actually turned out. But I'm confident at the very least that we'll enjoy the pictures. So that'll be good. We are vastly or quickly approaching the need for a different storage solution for all our K-pop stuff.
We need to figure something out so fast. We need like shelves, and maybe we just got to make a trip to IKEA, I think.
Something. I don't know. There must be a solution.
Yeah. But
I don't know what it is currently. But anyway. Yeah. So anyway, what were we talking about? We watched the Chuseok specials, or should we talk about Maxident first?
Let's talk about Maxident first.
Maxident. Bing, bing. So Maxident is the name of the new Stray Kids comeback. We know that it has 8 tracks on it. It has a 3 Racha song by 3 Racha, performed by 3 Racha, called 3 Racha. A lot of people are excited about that. I'm excited about the Dance Racha song. Okay, like Wow is like one of my favorite Stray Kids songs in general. Mm-hmm. Not the 3 Racha one, but the Dance Racha one. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the unit songs. I think they're going to be really good. So
it's going to be awesome.
The first track is Case 143. And in the trailer, there's like a voice that calls Stray Kids and says that they have a code. And then it's 8 letters. And of course, 143 adds up to 8. Mm-hmm. And also is apparently numerical code for I love you, because those words have that many numbers. There was also an article that came out today that said that it was the title track, but I don't know if that's just a translation thing, or if that actually is going to be the title track. I'm not sure.
That would be really cool. I'm curious. I'm so curious to hear what the music sounds like, because I wonder
have no idea
if it's gonna be similar to the music on Ordinary, where there's like such a more controlled vibe and a little bit like reeled in, but much more complex.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna be that kind of vibe, or is it gonna be like Time Out, where it's like a pop, like punk rock vibe?
I don't know, but I know it's going to be a party vibe, because in the trailer they're playing beer pong and hanging out, and like it looks like they had a blast making the trailer, and
it looked so fun.
I have to imagine it's going to be like this, like at least one track is going to be like a crazy party song, and it's going to be so
super
fun.
hype.
Very hype. Tom's going to love it. I can't it's going to be a year before we get there, but he's going to love it, you know. Calling my shot.
Yeah, that's a good prediction.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty safe one. Stray Kids making a hype song? No way.
I know, it's so surprising.
But yeah, I don't know. It looks cool. A lot of people are theorizing, Stray Boo's included, that maybe this is like the other half to Ordinary, like it's like, and I do think that it is Ordinary related, because like as we were watching the trailer just a moments ago, everybody has green eyes, and so they became Ordinary in the other trailer when their eyes turned green, like when Felix's eye turned green.
Yeah.
In the trailer for Ordinary. And so it's just like, okay, like it makes me think that like Ordinary was about becoming Ordinary. And like a lot of the lyrical content, like of Maniac, was about like be yourself, like,
right,
and don't hide who you are. And this is going to be them being who they are. It's not. I think that the lyrical content will be kind of about like them being themselves and not like saying don't hide yourself. It's going to be more about not like, hey, do this in the future. It's going to be, this is the present. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. That's interesting because some other people I've heard talk about how this is like a prequel because this is like the world that exists above where
the ordinary world. But they all have green eyes though. So I'm like, I don't know.
It's hard to say because there's so much that also mirrors what happens in the ordinary trailer because we have Lino with the cans. He knocks them over with the RC cart, but it's the same thing with the cans. And then Hyunjin, obviously he bites the apple. But that is, it has googly eyes on it, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's really funny.
And then like Changbin has like free hugs tattooed on his finger. Versus having it as a sign around his neck. So there's a lot of like callbacks to ordinary. So I'm just so curious to see how all the pieces and stuff fit. And everybody like has all of these like Stray Kids theories about, where it fits in the lore wise.
Right. I think that's the difference between
and
what I'm saying.
And is Ian a villain?
Right. Yeah. The difference between what I'm saying and that is like, that's all like lore. And I'm saying like, this is what like the messaging seems to be like the actual lyrics, the theme of the lyrics is that on ordinary, and I think it's going to be this on Maxident. I don't know. I have no idea what Maxident is meant to mean yet.
It means accident. Like it means accident. Like that.
Maximum accident.
Maybe. Everyone was theorizing so hard before all of the Deadpool stuff happened that it was going to be something Deadpool related.
But there was that could still be Deadpool related.
It could still be Deadpool related. They're just not ready to announce anything or whatever.
Right, because nothing got announced. So it's not like they announced Deadpool 3 and then didn't say anything about Stray Kids. They just didn't announce anything about Deadpool. So
they didn't talk about Deadpool at all?
Not at all. Yeah, so
assholes.
Right, yeah, bullshit. But welcome to Wrexham,
Yeah, welcome to Wrexham's really good. I'm really enjoying watching it.
I just need another episode, but it's not going to be out until tomorrow.
Well, that's
maybe. I don't know. We got 2 episodes somehow from FX, and I don't know. Maybe there will not be one this week. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how regular TV works anymore.
I know. It's just not a thing that's a part of our lives normally. I mean, like, even with Survivor, which we'd been so into for so long, like, when we were watching it, we started watching it weekly for the last season, and it just, like, as soon as you get a few episodes in, you just stop realizing when it's the day, and then you're like, right, we need to watch that, and it sucks.
I know, we're so behind on Survivor.
Yeah.
I think
the new season's already cast.
Okay, we've got to catch up.
Otherwise, we're just gonna fall.
Fall behind, which is gonna make me sad because I really enjoy Survivor. But I'll be honest, this is my hot take. The challenge is better.
I think the challenge is better, but also many people from Survivor are on the new CBS version of the challenge, and we can't watch that until we watch Survivor.
Oh my god! Okay, we gotta hurry. I gotta hurry up.
Yeah,
we gotta just focus on that.
I know. It's yeah. Anyway, Stray Kids podcast.
Right.
Yeah. So it's going good.
Can we talk about how Felix looked?
Oh my god! In the trailer,
handsome.
Woo! My goodness, that boy can rock a tank top. Like
it was unfair how bias wrecking all of his moments were in that trailer. Cause like I love him with blonde hair. Like I'll be honest, like generally that's my preference with Felix. Right. But this may have changed my mind.
Yeah.
Cause he looks like he like walked off of the pages of a romance novel. I mean, he just has like that, like the appeal, like all of them were going after like this, like kind of like bad boy, like street punk-ish. I don't know, not really. Like just like they looked so like seeking entertainment for like the first part of the trailer. Like they were just bored basically,
right.
Like sitting on the stairs trying to like placate, like, running the RC car through the cans and stuff, and like trying to find like some form of amusement, it seemed like. And then when they all got together, they were having fun playing beer pong or whatever. So
and then
anyway,
a giant heart showed up.
a giant pink heart showed up. I love that people call it a pink, like a gay heart, and I think that's so funny.
People also call it pee-pee.
Oh, right. I don't like the name, though. It's just like, why? That's...
I don't know. I didn't get a vote. Much like the Extraordinary Heroes fan name, which was just announced, I did not get a vote. So.
Did they? Is it villains? Is
it's
that
villains.
What they...
That's what they settled on.
I have mixed feelings about it because I don't like that it pits the fans against them.
Right. It makes the fans sound bad.
Yeah, like why would you want that for a fandom? But I heard that the Korean name for it, like the Korean translations for villain is cute, so it just may not translate well international, like through English. But then I'm like, then why would you pick that if you want international appeal?
You picked like an English word, so
right.
It's very strange. I still think my suggestion is the best one because the fandom was calling themselves XHOs, and I suggested, I even sent it in the form XOs, like the letter XOs, like hugs and kisses. So and I was like, it's perfect. And like, I know that there's XOls, right, for the XO fans, but it's not the same. There's an L there, and so XOs I think would work great. I mean, obviously, it could be confusing if you. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it would be confusing. They're not an idol group. They're a band. Like, it's different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it would be fine, and I think it's a better option than villains. Villains seems weird, but I don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll settle into it and it'll sound fine. I honestly, I guess I don't really know if, like, when Stay was named, like, what was the response of fans at the time? Were they like, Stay? That's stupid. What a stupid name. Why would I ever want to be called Stay?
I mean, there's a V Live where they were like, oh, what do you guys want for the fandom name? And I think that they go through and are picking them, but the ones that the fans picked is not what they ended up being named. So
Stray Kids? Yeah, that sounds right. JYP wouldn't let that happen. That's up to JYP. That's not a Bangchan decision.
I love Stay though.
Stay is a great name. Like, it's a great name. I just mean that, like, sometimes you don't know what how the fandom is going to react.
That's true.
Because I've seen a lot of people on TikTok, and I know that we're talking about Extraordinary Heroes and not Stray Kids, but like, I've seen a lot of people on TikTok get on there and be like, well, I'm an XHO and I'm not going to call myself a villain, blah, blah, blah. But like, how long is it going to take? Like, come on. Like, eventually you're going to acquiesce. Like, it's just going to happen. So.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah.
So Chuseok?
Chuseok. We watched the Chuseok videos. They were fun.
So fun.
It's
been a while since we watched the first one because we watched it like when it came out on Thursday.
But they made the rice cakes.
They made the rice cakes and they played the moon game where they like pantomimed throwing a moon from one member to the other, which was hilarious.
I did this game when I was in theater in high school.
Oh, really?
Except we didn't do it with a moon. We did a box, and you would take a box and you would kind of do this thing, and then you'd throw it to someone, and they would grow it, and then it wasn't like required that it had to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Although sometimes that happened, but you could like shrink it or you can make it bigger. It was all about using your body and using your space. Like, that's what it was meant to teach. So yeah.
It was fun. I've never done anything like that.
Oh, it was fun. It was super fun. I thought that was really, really funny and cute, and they did great. They also made very cute little rice cakes for each other. They had to make them for one another, and then, quote unquote, not tell who they got. But it was kind of hard not to see who got who. But that's okay.
Didn't they play a game before they played the full moon game too?
Probably. Do I remember it?
Oh, let me think. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter because episode 2 like brushed away everything in my brain to be like, oh, no, although episode 1.
I did want to talk about one thing about episode 1.
Oh, okay.
What were they censoring?
Right. Yeah, there was all of these scenes where they were like the boys were like rolling around on the ground and they kept sticking a skazoo right over their crotch.
I know.
And I'm like,
can you just
excuse
see
me. Yeah, like what are we seeing here? Is it just seeing through to their underwear? Like what are we talking about?
Is it traditional to not wear underwear?
I don't know.
And I'm so curious.
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like if they hadn't put any censoring, I doubt I would have noticed anything.
I know.
But because they're censoring, I'm like, what's under there?
What are you hiding underneath that rabbit?
Yeah, it was really funny. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
It was a great episode. I loved the whole the moon game. I thought that was really funny. But in episode 2, they played 2 games.
Yes.
They played something?
Yutori?
Although maybe that's us speaking with a Japanese
pronunciation. 100%. Can we talk about Duolingo for like a hot minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so
tell me all about it.
So I've been doing Duolingo. I'm like on a 9-day streak right now. And I'm doing Japanese and Korean. And I have such a hard time recognizing in my brain that the romanized letters that they use to represent Korean sounds is completely different than how it is when you do it for like Japanese or even obviously English. And there's so much of a disconnect. It is so difficult.
No.
But it's so fun, and I'm actually really enjoying doing Duolingo. So I think I'm going to stick with it.
Good. I'm proud of you. I haven't started it. Would I stick with it if I started it? I don't know.
Well, now that I've started it, you're a lot less likely to start it.
That's true.
Unfortunately, that's how it
works. Because
you're
you're going to be ahead of me all the time. So what's the point in me starting?
I guess I could have waited. I can just wait for you.
No, you don't have to wait. You'd lose your streak. That's how the app works.
That is how the app works.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It is called Yut or Yut Nori.
Oh, okay. We were close.
Do I know if that's the correct pronunciation? I don't know. Those are Romanized letters. I have no idea anymore.
I think it's more of like a so yet, like yet.
Yet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever. I don't know.
Nori.
Yet.
Nori is right.
No, hey, baby. Naughty. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, they've played it before. We've watched them play it before.
Yes, in the first Chuseok when they do the SKC family for the first time.
Right, and they throw the sticks, and depending on how the 4 sticks land, face up, face down, whatever, you move a certain amount of spaces on the board. And when we had watched it with the previous Chuseok with the Skiz family, they each time they landed on a space, like they had to peel it off, and it had like some commandment that they had to do, right?
Yeah, it was cute.
This time was different because this time they had a commandment from the very beginning, which was you are not allowed to speak anything but Korean. You can only speak Korean words, and if you speak anything else, English or otherwise, all your pieces go back to the start. Which made it then the most chaotic episode of Stray Kids content ever made. And Felix did his hardest work ever and looked like he was crying for most of it because he didn't say any English words, and other people on his team kept doing it, and he even got frustrated and stomped off and said, I'm not playing anymore. I can't do this. I can't do this without speaking English. And it was really funny. And then, of course, Lino screamed, fuck! Like, just a big, loud, fuck!
So funny.
Yeah. It was, if I'm honest, I understand why the editors missed it. Because, like, I've watched people clip that out and seen it on repeat. I'm like, it's very clear that he's screaming fuck. But when we watched it even earlier, even though I knew I was looking for it, the scene went by so fast.
So fast, yeah. So chaotic. Because at first, like, they had actually made, like, a bunch of progress in the game. Like,
right. It seemed like the game was going to end.
Yeah, because it was like Bangchan, In, Sungmin, and Han were on the same team.
Right.
And then it was
the other 4.
The other Hyunjin, Changbin, Lino, and Felix on the other team. And, like, I don't remember which color, but like Bangchan's team, they were almost winning. They had gotten to the point where they were almost winning.
Mm-hmm.
And then was it the first time I think Bangchan said okay, or did he say fighting?
No, he goes okay.
Okay.
And then everyone's like, go back to the beginning.
Oh my gosh, I could not imagine playing a game where I only had to speak Japanese, like around my family.
What a terrible idea.
Could you imagine?
No,
like,
absolutely not.
I would say like when I'm talking to my mom in Japanese, which I do a good amount of,
right?
It's still like 75% Japanese and 25% English. Like,
sure.
I could not hold a whole conversation.
Yeah.
Especially like around siblings or like people with like sibling energy. Like you usually like, I don't know, you default to whatever.
You swap back and forth. That's like a normal thing. Yeah.
And I think it actually shows like their relative comfort with other languages. The fact that they're able to slip in and out so easily without even recognizing it. It's like to their benefit 100%. And obviously
I love that Lino made so many of the mistakes because like he's like well known at being like the non-English speaker, doesn't talk in interviews.
Yeah.
And he's like, we just got done with the tour. I can't like he's just used to using English in America. And so
I know, and he was
a problem.
Sitting next to Felix the whole time, and so Felix was just so devastated. He was like, I am trying. You were so right. Like trying so hard not to speak in English because, you know, he's probably still self-conscious about his Korean.
Definitely.
You know,
even though he speaks Korean very well now.
So well now.
But yeah, I'm sure he's self-conscious about it, and he's definitely more comfortable speaking English still.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it must have been like extra hard, just like a combination of, you know, trying to speak Korean to a level where everybody else understands, even though he like thinks he's I bet he thinks that he's the weakest in Korean, and
he's been told that
he literally got eliminated from the group because his Korean was
right.
Good
That's
enough.
not what I was going to say. He was told recently in the Two Kids Room episode that his Korean is better than the rest of the members' Korean because he will pick more complicated words than the rest of them, and when he describes something in Korean, it is more specific and more descriptive than anyone else. Like everybody else just says the bare minimum. So he was told that his Korean is really good now.
It is good.
I don't know, like I can't, but I'm sure but that doesn't make his own intimidation by the language go away. So
it's so funny. And Changbin said something in English. I don't think Hyunjin did he?
No, he didn't, but that's because he just hardly said anything other than whatever the result was. So
the other thing I want to like Hyunjin in general like had such a good understanding of playing the game and like the strategy of like where they should put their pieces and things like that.
Kind of makes me not want to play a board game with Hyunjin.
I know. He would like murder us, I think.
Murder us? Yeah. He would be pretty good. I think we would get decimated. Although we could play a co-op board game and then we take advantage of his skills, you see.
I like this.
Yeah.
Which board game would you want to play with Stray Kids, do you think?
Probably like one of the Cthulhu games that we have, the co-op
that'd be
Cthulhu
fun.
games. I think that'd be cool. Although I don't know, Hyunjin might not like it because he'd be like,
It's gonna be like an eggplant demon.
He likes eggplant now.
I know. I wanted to finish
right?
watching that vlog.
Yeah, I didn't watch it at all. I just watching the vlogs is always weird for me because I know that there's like some really great moments, but it's just generally them talking to the camera. Although one of my favorite Han things came from a Han vlog with the little neck mounted phone holder. Like that was in a Han vlog, which I thought was really great.
We should just watch the Hyunjin one at some point.
Yeah, maybe I'll get around to it.
But this is what we mean by we're never going to catch up on the podcast. There's
right.
just way
Well,
too much content.
we'll catch up on main stuff, but we're never going to run out of content. That's what I keep telling Tom is like, this is the they're constantly putting out content, and we're not watching all of it. We're watching like what we can to get him caught up as soon as possible.
Especially because like Tom's limited to once a week, you
Right.
know, and they put out content
Multiple
once
times a week.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like a 30-minute video or whatever, usually.
Right.
So.
Not to mention that. So there's a 30-minute video. Usually, Bang Chan has Chinese room every week, which is like an hour most of the time.
It's an hour and a half. Yeah.
Right. So like there's just so much content available for us that we could keep up with as time goes on. So it's gonna be good. I'm excited about it. So yeah.
Do we want to talk about Kingdom at all, or has that ship sailed and this bonus episode's coming out too late and I can't share any?
You can share your thoughts on Kingdom. I mean, like, there's nothing. There's no referee here to stop you. Like, we can just talk about that. What did you want to say about Kingdom?
One, I'm super sad about Mnet losing the full versions of those videos.
Yeah.
Like I can't think about it too hard or it's gonna make me upset. The only thing that I'm grateful for is the fact that Tom has already watched them.
Right. Yeah, we got a hold of them beforehand because, like, could you imagine if we were trying to do the episode and they were gone?
My goodness, it would be awful.
So crazy.
So, but you know, it's hard for me now that I'm on the spot to think about what I was going to say about Kingdom.
About like the reactions that we had, or
yeah. All of it was good. I really loved recording all the Kingdom episodes. And like we have so many Stray Boos now on the Discord. It's great having a team of people to watch all the content, and it's not just like me sitting in our bedroom like texting you to be like, mention this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is what it was for so long.
It's, it's mixed for me because that if somebody tells me to do something, I'm extremely unlikely to do that thing.
100%.
And so if people demand too much, then I will likely just ignore chat and keep doing whatever I'm doing and whatever my thoughts are and stuff, because I like the interaction a lot. I actually really like it a lot. And sometimes it's hyperbole in chat, and I love that too. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's crossed a line or anything like that yet. I don't think it's come to that. But it's in the back of my head that, like, at a certain point, like, if it's unwieldy, I'm just not going to be able to look at chat while we're recording, because otherwise it's just a conversation with Discord chat on a podcast,
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that must be a really hard line to walk.
It is.
And
welcome to my world.
Impressive that you're able to handle it as well as you
Thank
can.
you.
So.
Yeah, well, it's fine. I think that we have a really good time, and everybody is kind and helpful and stuff. So like it's fine. It's like having like 40 executive producers on a podcast, but
which is great when we don't know something.
It's perfect when we don't know something. It's because we can like crowdsource, like somebody here has the knowledge we need. And so like if it just happens that like we're just on the spot thinking about something, it's easy to get that information. So it's actually really nice in some respects for that reason. And then also just like, I don't know, I feel like we cultivate like the space that we have in our Discord is so like talkative and friendly, and everyone gets along, and so I've like enjoyed just seeing that blossom.
I know, I love all the little relationships that are like the friendships that occur within all of our Australia Boos and stuff. It's very very lovely. Oh, we should probably mention we did hit a pretty awesome Patreon goal.
Oh, you want to put me on blast like that, do you?
No, I just think
put me on blast.
We should thank our patrons.
You're right.
We couldn't have done it without them.
Thank you. Also, some patrons, connect your Discord to Patreon, because if you don't, you're not going to get into the Patreon only chat, and you won't get the message when we put out episodes early or bonus episodes.
Yes.
And sometimes we just ask questions of people who are patrons more so than everybody else, because they are, paying us to do this, essentially.
Mhm.
Like, so I value their opinion because like they feel that we are doing something so good that they would even give us money to do it. So
Which
you
is
know.
ridiculous. Awesome.
Yes, that's better.
I just mean it's like, because it wasn't that long ago when it was, like we were happy that we had 1,000 listens in a whole year.
I know. And now we get 1,000 listens in a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
It's so lovely though, because that's like the community, and we're able to do like, fun stuff, like have Stray Boo merch and the reward, which I will mention, but no pressure.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You it's fine.
Stray Kids D&D one shot.
Yeah. Yeah, we promised that if we hit a certain goal on Patreon, which we have now hit, that we would do a D&D one shot that is Stray Kids encompassing, and I have lots of good ideas on how to do that. It may not be everything that people might think, but I have to work out some kinks.
Yeah.
I got a lot of writings to do, and I'm really busy at work like this
I
month.
know.
So I have to imagine it's going to take me some time to work it all out, but I'll be working on it, and I'll try to give like progress updates soon on like where I'm at with the whole thing. So
yeah, because I think that'll be fun, and I'll work on some special art for the podcast for that, and so that'll be out. I finished some new podcast art, so I'll probably post that on Patreon.
Nice.
Now that it's I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty sure it's done.
Oh
So
yeah, I think it looks good.
We can put it on the store, which is just makeastay.com/store.
Sure.
And check out
Why not?
all of our stuff. I'm good at the plugging.
All designs by Jeanette. Yeah, I don't plug anything. I don't even. I have a hard time even like saying like, hey, I put out an episode. Does anyone want to watch it? I mean, listen to it.
Yeah,
but
I know it's been difficult to put out like the TikTok clips and stuff like that. It's just
not difficult. I've been so like focused on getting all the episodes edited, all the backlog of episodes edited and put out so that they would be available, because like one of the things we wanted to have for people who are subscribed to Patreon is that they could catch up to where we were, so that when we record on Friday or Saturday, which is our typical days for recording, whatever works for our schedules, that if you wanted to attend that and know what happened in the previous episode, you can just go to Patreon. You can listen to everything.
Yeah.
But that wasn't true until I got caught up.
And you did it.
Now I've done it.
It's
and
done.
So now I feel like I can go back, but I just feel like it also feels a little overwhelming, because I'm just like, I have so many like TikToks to make and stuff, and
just do one at a time.
I need to do it. I need to do it because we hit 1,000 followers, which if you follow us on TikTok, thank you so much. Because like now we have a clickable link and we can supposedly go live. I don't know if I would ever want to go live on TikTok, but it's possible. I can do it, and that's neat.
We may be able to do that for if we ever are able to go to the Stray Kids concert.
True. Maybe that's something that we could do and put out there. So yeah.
Which will be fun, hopefully, whenever that can.
In 2025.
Don't say that. Don't hold on to our money for that long.
Please no. I like that money.
Oh, but we did get, some new merch, so that was lovely.
We did get some merch. Yeah, what'd we get?
We got our Wolf-chan Nachimbang cape, which I love. It's so cute. And, it's something that covers your light stick. It has no business being as soft and cute as it is. It's basically like a plushie for your nightstick. It's so comfy cozy. I love it. And we got a Foxany pen that I love. Writes really, really well. And then we got the Felix standee.
Oh, yeah.
It's also super cute. I honestly, when we ordered it, I thought it was just going to be a Felix. I didn't know it came with the little Bocari and the little test tubes and stuff.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I love it.
And I think we got, was that it? I think that was everything.
We also got, when there's some Polaroid photo cards.
Oh, yeah. We got the photo cards too. And they're in our little book thing.
We also had placed an order for the Skiz Victory Victory store, and I just checked, and there's an update that is now processing through their facility for international shipping.
Woohoo!
So it has made significant progress in the last 2 weeks now, because it's just been sitting on it's processing, and we're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that we ordered, and we should have mentioned when we were talking about Maxident, is that we did order all 3 copies of Maxident signed.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited about that.
Excuse my coughing there.
It's this cold that we got from Logan is the worst.
It's the worst. Anyway, so yeah. Stray Kids is cool. I listen to Stray Kids on the way to work a little bit, and then a little bit on the way home, because I just felt like I've been listening to podcasts a lot recently. I mean, of course, I have a podcast, and some of the podcast listening I've been doing has been our own episodes, because we've been putting out those early episodes.
Right.
But I've kind of decided that I can't do that. I'll put it out, but I'm just gonna listen to it when it comes out weekly, because otherwise I was listening to 4 hours of myself talking, and I'm just I cannot do this.
It's I have the opposite experience. I love listening to the podcast over again.
It's not your voice.
That's a good point.
And I don't mind it once in a while. It's fine. But I wanted a break. And so I just listened to, the OT8 playlist that we have. I just shuffled it and listened to it the whole way home. And, in my car, I don't have, the cool touch screen or anything like that. But I do have an Apple Watch, and so I was able to change tracks.
Nice.
Not that I not that I find a lot of Stray Kids songs to be skippable, but when I want driving songs.
Yeah.
And so when Behind the Light comes on, I'm sorry, Behind the Light, or Gone Away comes on. I'm I don't want to be driving and crying, okay? I just want to be driving. So
maybe we should make a separate playlist for that.
Just Stray Kids hype songs, just
you could just listen to Tom's playlist that's on there. That's all hype songs.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's a good point, but I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, who does that though?
But it was nice just to do as a thing to do, just because I haven't for a while, and it was it was a nice change. So yeah,
it's good to change it up, because even listening to I haven't really been listening to any other podcasts lately. It's just been Stray Kids music, and I've listened to a few audiobooks.
Sure.
But
yeah,
that's all that I've been listening to.
Well, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll record another episode. Maybe the next time that we try to go to a concert and then it gets inevitably canceled. But I really appreciate everybody listening, and all the Patreons who
promise our
subscribed.
Patreons that we would do this once a month, so we should try to do
We're going to try to do it. The only reason why we didn't last time was because we literally had a conversation that went like this. Oh, do you want to record tonight? Because then we can get it out before the end of August. And then I go, nah, we're fine. And then you're like, what if we get sick? Because we both had a cough or whatever. But we were like, maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get worse. But yeah, we should be okay. And then we were sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it got worse.
Yeah, it got worse.
It got way worse.
It got way worse. So here we are now.
Yeah. Well, life happens, I'm sure.
Life happens. I'm sure everybody understands. And they got a bunch of early episodes, so whatever. Everybody's happy.
That's true. And it's Han's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Han.
We know you're listening.
Yeah, obviously. You're listening while looking at the podcast art in your little neck mount. So if you're laying in bed and watching the podcast art and listening to this, happy birthday at the end of the episode. And
then Felix's birthday is the day after.
That's right. Yeah, so Felix may actually be, if the international date lines are right, it could be his birthday right now.
No, it's not. It's just
I don't know what time it is.
Well, I just know it turned Han's birthday not that long ago.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
So that's, okay. That makes sense. All I know is that Sungmin's birthday is on my birthday. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So how about that? Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. We will catch you on the next episode. Or if you want to follow along, please go to makeastay.com and you can subscribe to our podcast there. You can join our Discord. Just push all the right buttons and then introduce yourself. And we would love to have you in Discord. We are a friendly bunch and we have a good time. So, yeah.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.